Welcome to Larkhall in Scotland, and some very challenging conditions for round 5 of the Edgar's Hyundai Super 1 Rotax and Cadet British Karting Championships. Coming up in part 1, we've got a roundup of the championship points and positions so far, an interview with Paul Spencer from Strawberry Racing, and we investigate the biggest scandal in karting in the last 25 years. Here's a quick update on the championship positions in each class so far. In Honda Cadet, the rookie Matthew Hayden took his first Super 1 win at round 4, moving into 4th place in the championship overall. A good qualifying performance, but poor race results for Rory Hudson made his attempt to wrest the championship lead from Kieran Dewis more difficult, and if Dewis gets the right results at this round, he could secure the championship with 1 round to go. In Coma Cadet, the finals at round 4 were won by rookies Tom Wood and Alex McDade, but it was Alex Quinn who put himself further ahead in the quest for Super 1 supremacy by season's end, scoring 149 points, 7 more than his nearest rival and teammate Oliver York. Quinn can secure the title at this round if results go his way. In Minimax, it's all over bar the shouting. Connor Hall should secure the championship with a round to spare after scoring maximum points at round 4, the 3rd time he's done so this season. Dan Zelos is odds on to become vice champion, but 3rd is still up for grabs with Roberts, Bentley Ellis and Gamble still in that mix. In Junior Rotax, my pre-season tip Ben Hingley leads into round 5 from Josh Price and his teammate Guan Yu Zhou. However, with drivers able to drop their worst scoring round at the end of the season, Zhou can drop a low ball score of 98 points against Hingley's lowest of 134 so far, giving him a net 36 point gain and by definition a 2-point lead after drop scores are taken into account. He has no margin for error though and must score big in the last 2 rounds to keep the pressure on Hingley. If Zhou beats Hingley's score at the last 2 rounds, he takes the title, but it could go to the last round, maybe even the last lap of the last round. This one is too close to call. In Senior Rotax Max, the top 6 drivers have all had at least 1 poor round, meaning no one can afford any more low scores if they're to maintain a challenge. Last year's champion Sean Babington won the series at this round last year, but the odds are against that happening this time. Although Babington leads by just 1 point, he does have a lower worst score, 105, than Oliver Hodgson's 125, meaning he effectively has a 21 point lead. However, if he has 1 bad round in the last 2, that lead will evaporate quicker than water in the desert, and the champion may find himself behind. It looks like a straight fight between the two, and both have championship winning experience. That's a roundup of the championship positions and points so far. Wanted to catch up with the head of Strawberry Racing, the team principal, it's Paul Spencer. Paul, one of the questions I've got to ask you is, in conditions like this that we've got today, miserable conditions, we come into your awning on a regular basis and do some filming. Your karts are always in pristine condition. Always. I could never get my karts as clean as you guys seem to get yours. What's the secret?
No, the secret is having good boys, having the knowledge to know to keep them clean, simple as that. Because when they're clean, it's not just about keeping a kart clean. They're doing checks, making sure there's no fractures, making sure everything they're doing is just making sure we're on top of the game. You know, when you look at karting, we're looking for thousands of seconds, not even tenths nowadays, so we have to make sure everything's perfect. So basically we're checking and cleaning. The cleaning is to check as well. And
I always used to like to think, you know, what would Ron Dennis do? Is it fair to say that if your bodywork gets damaged in any way, a lot of the other karts will see tyre marks up the bodywork, the graphics? Are you changing the graphics constantly?
Yeah, of course. When, you know, with us, we're at a level where, you know, you've known me for some years now, we want to win. That's the ultimate goal, like every team, I suppose. But also the boys in this team, we have to have, we have to look the part. Well, I want to look the part. This is our showroom. You can't go out on a kart what looks terrible and win a race. It's better to win a race where the kart looks perfect. That's my motto. I just like everything to be as good as we can have it.
Yeah, my opinion. Sometimes I speak some rubbish, and I often do. But I actually do believe that when the karts are this good, if somebody goes out, the kart's damaged, and they come back in, and half an hour later the kid comes back into the awning, and the kart looks pristine again. I talk some rubbish, but I actually think that's worth half a second, not a race. Potentially, that's worth up to half a second a lap.
But yeah, it's a bit weird. People go on about me, telling me, too much effort goes into this sort of stuff. But even the boys in the tent with their haircuts and everything, they've got to have some respect for themselves. They've got to be on top of their game, physically, mentally, everything. And the mechanics have got to be on their game. The way they dress, the way they look after themselves, the cars, everything, just the whole package. And it's just about, I don't know. I don't ever see something who's absolutely perfect at the game looking bad. Always, if you watch golf, you watch anything, everyone who's the real top dollar looks the part, and they've got pride in themselves because they know they're the part. And it's like my boys, if you look at them on the grid with the suits, they're proud of that suit. It's a strawberry suit with a strawberry sleeve, and they're proud of that. And they don't come here with oil on the suits or things like that. It's just the whole thing is like that.
And just last time I was speaking to you, you talked to us about haircuts. Just to explain to me what your view is on the length of hair of drivers and mechanics in your team.
Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because I'm really old-fashioned, but no, it's just we're not a pop band, are we? We're a racing team. And if they want to go and have silly coloured hairs and earrings and all this sort of thing, maybe the mind's not on what they need to do. We're here, you're putting a helm on all day. Sometimes racing you at 40 degrees with the helm on, how can long hair be good? And I'm not saying this has got to be a standard thing. The boys make their mind up. I just push them in the right direction to do what we need to do the job, that's it.
And this year, things looking pretty well. Just talk us through the classes and your summary of the season so far in each of the classes. Minimax first.
Minimax, Hollywood. That's all I can say at the moment. Connor Hall's done an absolute brilliant job. We've got Darren Keane, who's come up from America. He's improved so much. We've got Hutchinson, who's joined the team recently, doing a good job. It's just, but as far as the championships, that's what we're going to talk about. Connor can wrap it up today, I think. And he's done a brilliant job.
Yeah, I fully expect Connor to win the championship this weekend. Junior Rotax, interesting. Two of the main contenders, of course, right at the top of the tree are straight out of your team, Ben Hingley and Guan Yu Zhou.
Yeah, again, very good. We've had some ups and downs, as you know. It's his karting, had some bad luck, and all the other teams will say the same. We can't just speak about we've had bad luck, but if you look at other teams they've had, so very close. That's going to go down to the wire, absolutely go down to the wire.
And in senior Rotax, Charlie was looking pretty good after round two. Sean Babington had a poor round there, and then unfortunately Charlie got caught up in an incident at Glanigorse Park, and that's dropped him down the field. So what's your thinking in senior Rotax? Can you still do it?
Yeah, we can still do it. I'm positive we can still do it. All my boys can still do it. We're there. Yes, Sean, he had a bad one, then had some good ones. Charlie's had two bad ones now because he had a problem with something bent on the kart at the last round and missed one of the heats, so had to come from the back, but did a brilliant recovery. Kyle's there. Harry's will be there. It's not over for sure. Now the weather conditions have changed today. It's rained again. They're all too good to call it. It will be Shennington, here we come. That'll be what it'll be.
Leading into the first break, it's my sad duty to have to report on the biggest scandal in karting for the last 25 years, and it involves karting finances. If you've made a decision to compete in karting at the highest level, that highest level in the UK is the Super 1 Championship, and that decision requires the absolute commitment of both parents, not least financially. Now imagine the horror of karting dads everywhere then when a karting mum posted images on her Facebook page admitting after her son was injured at an earlier round and unable to compete for a few weeks to spending her son's karting budget on a new pair of shoes. She followed this up with more extravagant and frivolous spending on a trip to the hairdresser, and today we expose the mother in question. We're naming and shaming Amanda Jane Clark, whose son Stephen Prentice is in the Minimax class. The best piece of advice to protect your karting budget is simple. Never allow your wife access to the finances, never allow her to have a credit card, and always go for the maximum credit limit on the card. £25,000 always sounds a good number to me. although that's probably why I'm not racing anymore. And remember, all you wives out there, a wife that doesn't understand a man's need for toys and tools won't be a wife for long. I can tell you that the KMIU, the Karting Mums Investigation Unit, is actively pursuing another investigation into the social habits of another karting mum who suggested on her Facebook page recently that she was going out for lunch with friends. And with hair like this, there's a distinct possibility she's also going to the hairdressers. After the break, we're getting underway with some actual kart racing. If we don't win a comedy BAFTA for this, there's something wrong.